Xiaomi plus Android One, what should be a budget, hardware, performance, software experience all wrapped up into one. Hey guys, my name is Mitchell. If you're new to my channel, I make videos about the tech I use. Before we get started, I can't thank everyone that uses my affiliate links enough. Without your support, I wouldn't be able to get products sent to me to review, and I wouldn't be able to afford to buy products to review for you guys. Also, if you're in my Telegram community, I love all you guys and big shout out. If you're not part of my Telegram community, it's a place where people talk about Xiaomi, rooting, ROMs, kernels, things along that nature. Enough talking, let's get into the video. Now, Xiaomi has had a long tradition of making their Mi and then whatever number you insert X device one of their kind of trickle down kind of flagship feature devices, and that they give users a premium experience, or they trickle down some features that give the users a more premium experience, and they go ahead and take away some features and they give it at like a mid-tier price range. So like right below the pocophone F1 price range for these devices, and kind of the premium mid-range, I guess you would say, whereas devices more expensive than that are kind of the inexpensive flagship. Phone classification is ridiculous. The Xiaomi Mi A lineup has been their Android One lineup of devices. I've had the Xiaomi Mi A1, the Mi A2. I might get the Mi A3. Let's talk about some of the specs of the Mi A3, why Xiaomi's bringing this device to market this way. We're looking at a Snapdragon 675, which is a marked increase over the 660. It uses the 11 nanometer process platform instead of the 14 nanometer on the Snapdragon 660. It's also packing an Adreno 612 GPU. On paper, the Snapdragon 675 should be as powerful, if not a little bit more powerful, than the Snapdragon 710. Or maybe is it the 712? But in other areas, it's not as powerful. Also, the Snapdragon 7 series line of processors is generally more power efficient, or they kind of make the compromise for power efficiency over overall computing power. What this means for users is that if you're using a device with a Snapdragon 660 right now, or you have a Xiaomi Mi A2, you will see a tangible performance increase if you're doing graphics heavy stuff like gaming. Next up is the display. Now, there's been some hotly contested stuff come out regarding whether or not it's going to come with an in-display fingerprint scanner or not. They have said that it is going to have an AMOLED display, and it only makes sense to trickle down the in-display fingerprint scanner from the Mi 9 to the Mi 9X, which is what this device will be in certain countries. And the in-display fingerprint scanner means that you have to have an AMOLED display. Since AMOLED displays are kind of semi-transparent, it's the only display that would work. So that is going to be a more premium feature to have that AMOLED display. We're looking at the Sony IMX 586 or 586, which is the 48 or the true 48 megapixel camera found on the Redmi Note 7 Pro, which I'm going to be doing a whole separate video about, link up here. And it's the same sensor found on the Xiaomi Mi 9. Also, it's been confirmed that we're going to be getting a triple camera array just like the Mi 9, but we're probably going to be seeing different sensors on the telephoto and on the ultra-wide angle lens. As a cost-saving measure, Xiaomi is going to give us slightly worse performance, we're assuming, with these cameras, but they are going to be doing it at a lower price point. So you still get the flagship 48 megapixel camera, and that's still kind of the king of the cameras right now, although the IMX 363 on the pocophone and on the Pixel 3, I've noticed, and I'm going to be doing a separate camera review with the Poco F1 and the Mi 9, we are seeing comparable performance. There is a slight edge in some cases to that 48 megapixel sensor. So we're going to see that sensor carried on over. We're going to see another glass sandwich design, which I'm not thrilled about, but I'm not disappointed about. I would have been just as happy to see a metal unibody. As much as I love glass sandwich phones, I don't hate metal unibody phones either. I really like metal unibody phones. But in keeping with the Xiaomi Mi 9 aesthetic, we're obviously going to be seeing glass. Next, let's talk really quickly about the software. Now, although the hardware on the Xiaomi Mi A3 is going to be nearly identical to that of the Redmi Note 7 Pro that's going to be coming to India and China, we are going to be seeing a smaller battery. We're going to be seeing a 3,300 milliamp hour battery, which historically and in the past, we see that when Xiaomi does Android One devices, they get tangibly worse battery life than their MIUI counterparts. This is because, for the most part, MIUI is more power efficient and it's more aggressive at closing background apps and doing RAM management, and thus we see a lower overall power consumption. Sometimes this can affect user experience, but overall, MIUI does a lot to increase battery life. If we compare that, on the other end, to running Android One and having a 3,300 milliamp hour battery, my expectations for this device are limited. My Mi A2 got pretty bad battery life, and honestly, the fact that Xiaomi is choosing to make the Mi 9X a really slender device instead of a more budget-oriented but with a bigger battery and all those features is just kind of frustrating to see. That said, I don't want to dwell on the battery too much because we've yet to see what the battery life is going to be like. We are going to see support for 18-watt fast charging on this device, which is great. It's not the 27-watt charger that comes with the Mi 9, which I'm testing right now on the Poco F1, by the way. But we do know that it's going to be a really quick phone to recharge. And ultimately, this is what Xiaomi is going to be bringing to markets instead of the Redmi Note 7 Pro. And I'm going to do a whole other video about the Redmi Note 7 Pro, link right up here. Till next time, guys, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you love it, think about subscribing. Thanks again for everyone that supports this channel. Shout out to my Telegram community. It's been Mitchell, coming to you from Hanoi. I'm out.